Hello, Quang.
Hello.
Oh, is that your bedroom?
Yes.
Oh, it looks different because before I can see the other side of your bedroom and now that's the other side, right?
Yes.
It's very nice. Okay, so how are you today, Quang?
I'm five.
Okay, very good. Oh, let me ask you, who sleeps with you in your bedroom? Or is that your own bedroom or your sister sleep with you too?
Uh, can you repeat?
Is that your own bedroom?
Uh,
It means you are alone in that bedroom. Is that yours?
yes.
Okay, so it means your sisters have different bedroom. Is
Uh,
that correct? What is it?
um,
They have their own bedroom.
our room is um,
Or what is it? The room is
my sister.
okay. Wait a minute, Kwang, because there is a thread in my t-shirt. Okay, anyway. Okay, so now, Kwang, let's continue our lesson that we were not able to finish last time. So this is Unit 7 diversity, okay?
Okay.
What is that? Cultural diversity, yeah. Okay, now, Kwang, let's begin with getting started. Number 1, okay? I'm going to play an audio here and then you just have to listen to it, okay?
Okay.
Unit 7.
Oh, wait a minute, Kwang, because my audio had a problem. You didn't hear it, right?
Yes.
Okay, one more time.
Cultural diversity. Page 16. Getting started. Activity 1. Listen and read.
Hi, Kevin. What are you reading?
Hello, Maria. I'm reading a book about Vietnamese weddings.
I see. Do you need the information for a school assignment?
Yes, I'm preparing for my presentation about the similarities and differences between a traditional Vietnamese wedding and a modern one.
That's interesting. So, what are the similarities?
Both weddings include the proposal ceremony, the engagement ceremony, and the wedding ceremony.
And the differences?
The ceremonies are less complicated in modern weddings.
Sounds better. I guess the bride and groom will be much happier if they don't have to waste money on unnecessary things.
Well, in fact, wedding expenses these days are much greater than in the past.
Why's that? What's the biggest cost?
The reception is the most expensive, especially if it is held in a big hotel.
I guess the couples get support from their families.
Yes, of course. Some parents cover most expenses of the wedding. The bride and groom also get money as presents from the guests.
Sounds good. They're surely the happiest people on their wedding day, no matter what the costs are.
That's true.
Well, I have to go now. Good luck with your presentation.
Goodbye.
All right. Anyway, Kwang, so we are finished listening to that recording. So that is about weddings in Vietnam, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, Kwang, I want to read the conversation. Let's read it together so we can understand it more clearly, okay? So I will be Maria and you are Kevin, okay? Hi, Kevin.
Okay.
What are you reading?
Hello, Maria. I'm reading a book about Vietnamese wedding.
I see. Do you need the information for a school assignment?
Yes, I'm preparing for my presentation about the similarity and difference between a traditional Vietnamese wedding and a modern one.
That's interesting. So what are the similarities?
Both weddings include the proposal ceremony, the engagement ceremony, and the wedding ceremony.
And the differences?
The ceremonies are less complicated in modern wedding.
Sounds better. I guess the bride and groom will be much happier if they don't have to waste money on unnecessary things.
Well, in fact, wedding expense that they are much greater than in the past.
In the past, okay, why is that? What's the biggest cost?
The reception is the most expensive, especially if it is held in a big hotel.
I guess the couples get support from their families.
Yes, of course. Some parents cover most expense of the wedding. The bride and groom also get money at reception from the group.
Sounds good. They're surely the happiest people on their wedding day, no matter what the costs are.
That's true.
Well, I have to go now. Good luck with your presentation.
Goodbye.
All right. So let's go
Unit 7.
Oh. All right. So we have here a question for you to answer, Kwang. Number 2. What is the conversation about?
It's a
What's A? Can you read it?
the Vietnamese wedding.
Okay, very good. That is correct. Okay. Okay, so now let's answer number 3, Kwang. Read a conversation again and answer the question. So we are done reading their conversation. Okay, number 1, Kwang. Why is Kevin reading a book about Vietnamese wedding? Why do you think?
I think Kevin wants research about Vietnamese wedding.
Oh, so you say that Kevin wants to do a research about Vietnamese wedding. Let's see. Okay, because he is preparing for his presentation about similarities and differences between a traditional Vietnamese wedding and a modern one. Okay, that's correct. So he's doing a research for his school presentation. On number 2, Kwang, What are the similarities between a traditional Vietnamese wedding and a modern one? What are the similarities
Uh,
or things in common?
can you return?
Okay. So what are the similarities between the traditional and modern Vietnamese wedding?
It's uh, it's a job prestation.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What's your answer?
yes,
Okay, let's see. They follow the same core procedure, which consists of the proposal ceremony, the engagement ceremony, and the wedding ceremony. So you said that it's about the presentation, right?
yes.
Okay, that's correct. Next one, Kwang. How have wedding ceremonies changed?
Uh, 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 uh,
How did they change?
can you return?
Okay.
Uh, the ceremony are less complicated in modern wedding.
Let's see. Okay, very good. The modern wedding are less complicated. Okay, number 4. Do the couples get any kind of support?
Uh, 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 just I do.
Okay, yes, they get some help from their parents and the attending guests. Okay, last one, Kwan. What do you think about the changes? What
Uh,
can you say about the changes from traditional going to the modern kind of wedding?
uh, it's mm, it's exciting
It's exciting. Oh, why do you say so?
because I feel that
You feel that. Oh, let's see. Oh, they make the ceremonies more interesting. Okay, you say that it's more interesting, right?
yes,
Okay, that's correct. Good job, Kwan. You got a perfect score there of 5 points. Okay, so now let's have vocabulary practice or language. Read a conversation and getting started again. Match the words and phrases with their definitions. Okay, so here, Kwan, all you have to do here is to write or is to say the letter of your correct answer. Okay, we're just going to look for the correct meaning of each word. Okay, number 1, Kwang, is proposal. What do you mean here by proposal?
number one is uh is
What do you mean
C.
by proposal?
Number one is C.
What's letter C?
Is
Can you read?
a man who is getting married or about to get married.
Let's see. Okay, number one is G, a plan or suggestion or an offer of marriage. Okay, how about number two? What do you mean by engagement?
Engagement is is E,
What is letter E?
a formal agreement or promise to get married.
Yes, that's correct. Number three, what do you mean by wedding?
Number three is D,
Letter D. What's letter D?
a ceremony at which two people are married to each other.
Yes, very good. How about number four, reception?
Number four is uh, is uh, is F
What's F?
is a formal social or religion of association performed in accord with custom.
No. This is letter B, a formal party to celebrate something. How about number five, bride?
Number five is
What's letter A?
a woman who is getting married or about to get married.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, next one is
Is
bridegroom or groom.
C.
Yes. What's letter C? Can you say it, please?
A man who is getting married or about to get married.
Okay, very good. Next one is
Is
ceremony.
F.
Okay, what's F?
Is a formal social or religion association performed in accordance with custom.
Okay, very good. So you got 5 correct answers here, okay? Good job. Okay, next one. So all we have to do here is to circle the correct word in the bracket to complete the sentence. Okay, you don't have to circle it. Just read the sentence together with the correct answer, okay?
Okay.
Correct answer or correct word.
Number one is marriage.
You read the sentence, you read the complete sentence.
Marcus marriage in next Sunday.
Okay, you have to read the complete sentence, Clang.
Is marriage.
Oh yeah, you read the sentence. My cousins
My cousin married in next day.
it's next Sunday. Oh, it must be wedding. Number 2.
On wedding day, the best man is said to have the bride.
Groom. Number 3.
The uh, is the bride.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you read it completely. The bride.
The bride can have as many bridesmaids as she one.
Okay, that's correct. Number 4.
There is a wedding. Is there is a wedding reception for all good after the wedding ceremony.
Okay, that is guest. You pronounce it as guest. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Yes, that's correct. On number 6.
Uh, in the past, the proposal and engagement ceremony took place 1 or 2 years. Uh, uh, it's after
Yes. Oh, it's before. Before the wedding. Oh, last one, number 7.
my brother uh, got and to one of his friends from college and start saving for the big day.
Engage. Yes, that's correct. Did you say engage?
Yes,
Okay, good job, Kwang. That's a total of 4 points. Okay, so now let's answer this one or let's practice this activity. This is pronunciation. Listen and repeat, okay? I will be playing the recording, Kwang, and later on you have to read the words out loud with the correct pronunciation, okay?
okay.
You
One more time, Kwang.
language. Activity 1. Listen and repeat, paying attention to the stress patterns.
Increase, increase, decrease, decrease, perfect, perfect, present, present, import, import, export, export, protest, protest, object, object, rebel, rebel, contrast, contrast.
All right. So now, Kang, all you have to do is to read the words here with the correct pronunciation. Okay. So start now, Kang, please. Number one is
So encourage,
increase.
increase,
Next.
decrease,
Mm-hmm.
perfect, portion,
Present.
present, impulse, export, protest, object, rebel, contrast.
Yes, very good. So your pronunciation is correct. Good job, Kwan.
Unit 7.
Okay, so now let's answer this one or let's do this activity. Listen to the sentences and practice to say them correctly. Pay attention to the stress pattern of the underlined word. Okay, I will play a recording again and then you have to follow how does the audio pronounce the words correctly.
Language. Activity 2. Listen to the sentences and practice saying them correctly. Pay attention to the stress pattern of the underlined words.
1. There is an increase in the number of young people in Vietnam who marry later in life.
2. In Vietnam, guests often give money as a wedding present to the newly married couple on their wedding day.
3. In big cities, the birth rate has decreased over the past few years.
4. In reality, it is difficult to meet the perfect life partner.
Okay, so Kwan, you have to read the sentences here correctly. Okay, number one, Kwan.
There an increase in the number of young people in Vietnam who marry later in life.
Next.
In Vietnam, girls often give money as a wedding present to the newly married couple on their wedding day.
Next.
In big cities, the birth rate has decreased over the past few years.
Okay, next one is last one.
In reality, it is difficult to meet the preferred life pattern.
Okay. So next one, Kwan.
Unit 7.
Okay. Now let's have grammar practice. Do you agree with the following statements? Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions here, Kwang, and then you just explain your thoughts or your idea. Okay, number one, Kwang. Living in your country is more interesting than living abroad. What can you say? Is it yes or no?
It's yes.
Yes. Why do you say that living in Vietnam is interesting than living abroad?
Because I think so.
You think so? Okay, how about number 2? Wedding ceremonies are less complicated now than they used to be in the past.
Uh, uh, it's it's no.
It's no. Okay, how about number 3? The biggest expense of a wedding is the reception. What do you think?
Uh, it's just
Yes, okay. Number 4. No one is happier than the bride and groom on the day of his wedding. He is the happiest person on that day.
just
Okay, yes. Next one. The bride is the most beautiful woman on her wedding day.
uh, just
Okay, number 6. It's much better to have a small wedding and save money.
uh, just
Yes, okay. Next one, Clara. So now okay, you have to write 5 sentences comparing the 2 weddings in the table below. Use the comparative form of the adjectives in the box and then, okay. So Kwang, all you have to do here is to make a sentence using the words here, okay? So you can use the word good, expensive,
uh,
crowded, old, and long. Okay, example. Mr. Smith wedding is blank, blank, blank than Mr. Long's wedding. So you always have to put than.
uh, Mr. Smith wedding is good good than
There's no gooder word.
better than Mr. Long wedding.
Let's see. Guest in Mr. Smith's wedding is crowded than in Mr. Long's wedding. Okay, so that's an example. Now, Kang, let's do number 2.
Uh, mm, Mr. Sweet wedding is more expensive than Mr. Long wedding.
Let's see. Okay, that's correct. Next one, number 3.
Mr. Smith wedding is crowded than in Mr. Long wedding.
Yes, that's correct. Oh, no. You have to talk about the age of the groom. Next one, engagement period.
Mr. Smith wedding is longer than Mr. Long wedding.
Okay. Next one, service rating.
Mr. Smith wedding is more better than Mr. Long wedding.
Okay, let's see. All right, that is correct. Okay, next one, Kang. So this is activity number 3. choose the correct answer. So all you have to do, Kwang, is to read the text here, and then you just have to read it with the correct answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see, Kwang. Okay, start now, Kwang.
Uh, the wedding is a ceremony where a couple get married on their wedding day. Uh, the bride and groom may exchange wedding gifts or ring before the wedding. The groom usually asks his brother, best friend, or father to be his best man. Uh, the best man helps the groom get ready for a ceremony and make sure nothing good goes wrong at the wedding. The bride uh,
The
may
bridesmaid.
the bride may have one or more bridesmaids. The bride may skip a bride claim, help her get ready, and look after her dress. After the wedding ceremony, there is the reception for the guests. Traditionally, the prince and groom go on their honeymoon uh, immediately
Immediately.
after a wedding reception. Nowadays, majority of couples wait for a few days before they leave on honeymoon.
Okay, very good. So you got 1, 2, 3 points here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you got 3 points here because you always say it must be the. Okay, so now, Kwan, let's have this one. Skills. Read the text and answer the following questions by circling the best option A, B, C, or D. Okay. So now, Kwan, all you have to do is to read the text here, and after this one, I'm going to ask you some questions about it. Okay. Start now, Kwan, please.
Superstition still play an important part of life of many people in Vietnam. For example, a lot of people choose a favorable date for occasions such as wedding, funeral, or house move day. Some people may argue that being superstitious has no place in today's society. However, superstition have existed in a woman society through history as a country situated in ASEAN, where where many myths and legend originated. Vietnam has also kept various superstitious beliefs about daily activities. Their number reach to daily activities during the Vietnamese New Year. For example, many people believe that the first person who visits their home on the first day of the new year will affect their life. Thus, they try to cheer people also believe that if you sweep the floor during the first 3 days of the festival, you might sleep out anywhere for other things, such as setting out for assignment or starting up a business. Venture people will try to avoid crossing the path of a woman, as this may not bring good luck to them. As to traditional belief, Vietnamese people strongly believe in after death. They think that their ancestors have gone to live in other worlds, so the altar is believed to be the place where the ancestors souls live in. That's why on many days of year, people not only lay the table of meat, but they also lay food on the altar so their ancestors will join some for the meal.
Okay, wait a minute, Kwan. Okay. So now we have here some questions for you to answer. Number one, Kwan, what is true about Vietnamese society?
It's is the
Letter D. Oh, it's letter C. Superstitions are part of life for the majority of Vietnamese people. How about number two? How does the writer explain the origin of Vietnamese superstition?
it's B.
Letter B.
Yes.
Okay, Vietnam is located in part of the world where many mysteries and legends exist. Number three, which of the following is mentioned as a superstitious belief?
It's B.
Letter
B.
B.
Yeah.
Okay. People believe their first guest on the first day of the new year will affect the family prosperity for the whole year. Last one, Kwan. Why do people lay food on the altar?
It's A.
Letter A, yes, they believe that their ancestors will enjoy the meal with them. Okay, do you do this one also, Kwan? Do you put a food on the altar?
Uh, um,
Do you do that also?
um, um, yeah.
Okay, why do you do that?
Because um, uh, um, Um, um,
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, so for your homework, Wang, I want you to explain why do you have to put food on the altar. Okay.
Mm,
So that's very easy. You just have to put, or you just have to explain why do you put some food on the altar for your ancestors. Okay.
uh,
All right. So that will be your homework. I just want you to explain why do you have this tradition that you have to put food or meals on the altar with a picture of your ancestors. Okay, Kwan?
uh, yes.
Okay, so that will be all for tonight, Kwan. So I'm going to see you on our class on Wednesday, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So good night, Kwan. See you on Wednesday.
Bye.